I'd say I'm very dynamic, difficult to deal with, definitely. I can adjust to my opponent quite well. And as I'm getting, more experience and older and more intelligent, I'm learning that it's not about just going all out and hurting people. Like, I like to fight. People will say that as well. When they watch me fight, you're going to get entertained. But you can win a fight by just moving around, score. It's a Thai boxing match, isn't it? It's a bit of a shame, really.
So how does it make you feel when you hear people describing you as strong?
It's good because I work hard. Do you know what I mean? And I want to be strong. I want to be feared. I do want to be feared in the Thai boxing world because, I don't want to be taken lightly. I want to leave a legacy and want people to remember me.
So, on that point, where does your self-belief come from?
So I was fighting for a while, for a long time, and then I stopped fighting Thai because I got offered a boxing license. Started doing the boxing. Didn't really enjoy it. It was like, go there, fight the good lad, try and get the win. I was never in shape. I didn't really care about it. I was getting paid very well. And then I had a conversation with, his name's Wayne Kurt from 4D, a good coach, a very nice guy, used to fight back in the day as well. He said, do you want to be a journeyman boxer that goes there and gives the good lads a hard fight and tries to win? Or do you want to be like a world-class Thai boxer that you're very capable of? But if you're going to do it, you need to do it now. Everyone else believes in you. Why don't you just get it done? And then I'm performing in the gym, performing in everything that I'm doing, the strength work, the pads, the sparring. And then I had my fight on Super Showdown against Brian Totty, and I performed. How can it be denied? It's like, it's all proof, isn't it? If you train hard, it's going to come, and it does come, it will come, and it is coming. I'm not the finished product yet, and I know that, but I'm going to be very difficult to beat.
So have you ever doubted yourself?
Absolutely, yeah. Loads of it. I think every fighter does. Injuries or, it's your first big fight or you're on a big show for the first time or whatever. Always doubts, yeah, always. But, like I said, as I'm getting older and more mature, and I know I'm not leaving any, stones unturned. I've got a good team around me. I'm speaking to Vinny Shawman a lot as well, who's obviously brilliant at the hypnosis and the mind coaching and stuff. He's really putting me at ease, and all he's doing is reminding me of what I already know. There isn't a reason to be doubtful, really.
So you're confident because of the work you put in, right?
Absolutely.
It's not just an image you're trying to project.
Like, people have said to me as well, like, you're totally different now. Like, you've got so much confidence, But like, it's not an image, it's not a persona, it's not a game. Like, it's just what I believe. And if you can see it in your mind and believe it in your heart and speak it in your voice, it will come to you. The law of attraction is massive, and I'm a big believer of it, and it's happening.
So what's one time where you imagine something going a certain way and it's done just that?
Brian Totty, the fight against Brian Totty, the Nico Carrillo fight, the last fight, the next fight as well. It will go exactly how I plan it to go, because I'll do all the work that's needed and necessary and more. I can't be denied. So when I fought Brian Totty, the game plan was punch and move, don't stay and sink big shots unless you have to, unless it gets past the arms, so you elbow and hurt him. Because Brian Totty's very good at clinch. Yeah, you're fighting a good clincher, you need to stop them from grabbing you. I'm a bit guilty of liking a fight, so I stay, punch, get grabbed, it's a nightmare. So the game plan was to move, kick, hurt him in all different areas, not just stay still. I did it, it happened. Nico Carrillo, defend the left kick, he won't kick you again after 3 rounds. He didn't. Adam Noy is going to get knocked out, bad, he will. It's all going to happen, it's already written. And I believe it, and I'm working my arse off to make sure it happens. It's going to happen.
On that, let's talk about work ethic. So, travelling up and down the country, going to these different gyms, what do you get out of this experience?
So, being one of the top lads in the world, not really in the UK. UK scene of Muay Thai is massive, yeah? So the UK scene of Muay Thai is massive. If you're in the top, so I'm number one now that the rankings have been updated. I'm number one in the UK at 63.5 kilos. I'm number 7 in the world. In the local area, I'm not finding the people that I can spar with every day. I'm not going to be able to find that. So I'm willing to drive to Leeds, to Stockport, you know, wherever I need to go and get the sparring. There's Liam Harrison, Andy Housen, Badger, Jordan Watson, all in one room. Why would you not go there? It takes me like 3.5 hours to drive there. Stay there for two days, get a load of work in. You know, if I can train with these boys that have done the things that I'm trying to do, it's going to come to me.
So you mentioned sparring specifically. What is it that you gain from training with these other people?
Yeah, it can be anything. So with sparring, it's really like the sharpness and the IQ, and also the little rhythms and patterns that they set up. So, for instance, Liam Harrison, if you can deal with his pace and block the low kick, which you can't, you'll be okay, yeah? So if I can get that right, who else is going to beat me? No one's going to beat me. So if I can compete with the likes of the best that the UK has ever produced, I know I'm in a good place. There is also, like, I was talking to Jack Kennedy, I was having conversations with him. We've obviously shared the ring before. We've trained together a lot, and we're just talking, you know, about mindset and training and, you know, the day of the fight, blah, blah, blah. And it's just putting everything in perspective. Like, we all feel the same emotions. We all feel a bit nervous, a bit scared, like, oh, what we're doing here. And then you think, oh, it's my time to shine, I can't wait. And then you're shitting yourself again. Having these conversations with people, it just reminds you that you're not the only one that go through all these certain emotions, yeah. So I think that's really important, mixing with different people on the same page, same level.
What would you say have been the main turning points in your career?
First of all, I was fighting Thai. I was number one. I was arguing for like £900 a fight. I was having hard fights. I was winning. I was losing. I was fat. I was like 78 to 80 kilos, fighting at 63.5, hating life, arguing for £900 a fight. So then I got offered a pro boxing licence. They said, you know, you can fight at the weight you walk around at. So I started thinking I need to walk around a bit lighter. That was important for me. And then I started mixing the hands, started getting like half decent at the boxing. You know, started getting good, beating some good decent prospects. And then it was like a realisation that I wasn't in love with the boxing. I loved the Thai. I own a Thai gym. I have Thai boxers that fight for me. You know, I've done a lot in the sport, and now I'm reaching the age where I'm at my physical peak. I'm a 28-year-old man. I'm a mature adult now. So I needed to put my skills and my abilities and my work ethic into something that I was going to make something of, despite the money, forget the money, you know. So now I walk around a lot lighter. So like I walk around at like 71 max, rather than 80, you know, and now I enjoy it more. I train hard, I've got a good team around me. I think my performance against Brian Tutty was a turning point in my career. It was the first one back after 3 years. I had a 10-week camp rather than a 3-week camp than what I was having with the other Thai fights that I'm having. And I just performed, as everyone can see, I performed well. And that boosted my confidence, which then helped me perform on the next one and the next one and the next one. It will come through.
It also boosted your profile, and since then you've been receiving a lot more attention.
Absolutely,
what
yeah.
do you make of that?
I think it's earned, yeah. Like, although we don't get paid like professional athletes, we are professional athletes. We entertain. Like this sport isn't for the light-hearted. You know, I fight at a high level, and it's dangerous. There's definitely times I've gone in the ring and not come out the same, 100%. And you know, I've earned the right for people to be speaking my name because of the things that I do. But I like it, yeah. It's good. It makes it worthwhile.
So there's one fight that's probably the most anticipated UK Muay Thai fight for years, which is you and Nico Carrillo. I think Brian Calder put out a message when he announced your fight saying, sorry, it's not the one you all want.
Yeah.
What does that fight mean to you?
It doesn't mean any more or less than any of the others. Now, I rate Nico Carrillo. People say he's a hype train and da-da-da-da. Or he's the one that saying people. I've never heard anyone say he's just a hype train. But I think he's the real deal. I really do. The way he just performed on that show, he proved he was a real deal. Yeah? Although, he fought some kid in Dubai who didn't look very good, but I don't know if Nico made him look bad. And then he fought Muad Duamam, and he was poorly. I was in Leeds with Nico, seen Nico at Bad Company training. He was poorly, he was ill. But Muad Duamam was battering him. He looked for a way out. He will fall, Nico will. He's fouled before, he's been stopped, and I will stop him. It doesn't mean the world to me. If I don't fight him, I don't really care. But I would like to, absolutely. Nice guy, nice team, love what they're doing. He will be an amazing fighter. He will be remembered if he carries it on and da-da-da-da. But so will I. And I will beat him. I am better than him. I'm more experienced. I've fought better people. There's no reason for me to lose that fight. Although he is dangerous, isn't he? He's obviously got a knockout shot in any round, clearly. He's done it in loads of fights.
So why do you think there's such an appetite for this fight to happen from the fans?
I think, like you say, people say, I'm strong or I'm aggressive, whatever. He's clearly very sharp, very strong, young, hungry. He's got a good team around him. I think there's a lot of smoke going up Nico's arse, and everyone's talking about me. I think he needs to fight more than I do, if I'm honest. Although I would like the fight just to cement, put him in his box, put him down on the chair a bit. Although he is the real deal, but so am I.
Let's talk about your boxing just for a bit.
Yeah.
So, like I say, you got your pro boxing license and you spent some time in that world. Other than being more proficient with your hands, what did you take from that experience?
It's a business, isn't it? Boxing's crazy. Boxing is a business. Boxing, like fighting, doesn't actually hurt really that bad. Like the thought of getting punched and kicked in the face isn't nice, yeah. But actually getting punched, kicked in the face ain't great. But getting punched in that is not even that bad, really. Also, it gave me experience with the hands, watching shots come, and obviously. But I met a lot of good people. John Pegg, amazing. He was my boxing manager and my coach. Amazing guy. Coaches Sam Eggington, who's obviously a very, very good fighter. Just very intelligent. Been around the sport a long time. It's all a very professional business, so that they can point you in the right direction. With Thai boxing, I'll just go in and fight. But boxing, it's all very. You need to do this because of this, this, and this. Yeah, because if you have a banana skin or you have a loss or a slip in the road, it could cost you your whole career. Yeah. So, yeah, I think I met a lot of good people out of it and learned a lot of life lessons, really, and how to manage my career properly, to be honest.
From that, was there anything that you took there and applied directly to your Muay Thai life?
Yeah, I think looking after my fighters differently. So, like, obviously you train them, you chat to them, they go home, blah, blah, blah. But like, John would ring you, how you feeling? You good? Like having the conversations that maybe I never had when I was competing. I don't know, really. I don't know why I didn't do that. But yeah, it was just being more involved in the fighters, more involved in the training that you're having as well. Getting to know them outside the gym a little bit, because I consider John, especially as a friend, more than just a coach as well. So yeah, it was more of a growing up thing and a life lesson on how to, conduct the sport and that, really.
So let's go to Super Showdown, or any time you've been getting ready to go out for a big fight, and talk me through your mind process and how you feel at that moment.
Okay, so when I first fought on Brian Calder's show against Jack Kennedy, I had, it was like 3 weeks notice, same for Rambo, that I fought on Calder's show again. Short notice, I was shitting myself. Like, what am I doing here? I'm on the biggest stage, I haven't prepped properly. Why am I here? Loads of doubts. And then there will be moments of, you can do this, come on, you're good, blah, 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 you experience enough. And now, I know, I could fight on 3 weeks now, because I'm not walking around at 80 kilos, I'm training every day. Do you know what I mean? I'm strong, I'm fit, I'm an athlete rather than a fat Thai boxer. Do you know what I mean? So when I was getting ready for Super Showdown against Brian Totti and Luca Falco, I felt invincible. There was no way they were going to beat me. No way. As long as I did everything that I've done in the gym and I performed to the best of my ability, even on an off day, I was going to beat them. For someone to beat me, in my mind now, they have to be one of the best in the world and on a good day. They have to be, because otherwise, I'm going to beat them.
You feel invincible as you're getting ready, you walk out. When you're in the ring and the bell rings, what goes through your mind then?
Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Let's roll. Come on. Yeah, it's go time. I'm excited to be there. I'm excited. I love fighting. Not because I'm not a horrible person. I'm not malicious. I'm not nasty. You know, I was raised by women, which probably sent me a bit fucking nuts, probably. But I was raised by women. I've got 2 daughters, a wife I look after. You know, I'm a good man. I'm a gentleman. But in there, that's my favourite. That's my place. That's where I want to be, and I want to be fighting against the best in the world, because I believe they're the only people that can compete with me at the moment. That's what I truly believe. And you know, everyone watching or listening or whatever might think different, but I'll show them that you have to be one of the best or the best to compete with me. You do.
Even when I was just saying, when the bell rings and you get in the ring, I could see your face light up as if you just picture being there.
That's it. It's fun. It's like, I started Thai boxing for fun. It turned into a hobby, and now it's a career, and now it's a lifestyle, and I enjoy what I do. Do you know?
If you weren't a Thai boxer, then what do you think your life would be like?
Honestly, I ain't got a fucking clue. Like, I can't do anything else. I can't play football. I can't draw. I'm terrible on computers. I don't know anything about a car. I can't paint. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do anything else. I found the thing that I do, and I found the thing that I do very well. Like, I think I'm very lucky. Like, how many people in the world find something that they're very elite at? You know, there's not many. There's not many.
So on that then, if this is all you've ever done, all you've ever wanted to do you love the sport, as in the history of it, the culture of Thai boxing, you're very respectful, or do you love just being in there and doing it?
It's not the culture and the sport and all the respect and all that, although that is great, and I think it separates, you know, us from other martial arts, because I think it's a nice thing. I do also think that's the thing that's holding the sport back, maybe. But the thing that I love about it is the mental edge you have to have, the physical pain and pleasure that you have to put your body through for a camp. The fight's the easy bit. All the training, getting up early, being disciplined, separating yourself from the average Joe. I don't want to do what everyone else can do, because no one else can do what I'm doing. No one. You know? The average Joe, definitely not. Not even the elite Thai boxers. I'm probably top 5% of the world are doing what I'm doing, if that.
The reason I asked about driving up and down the country is because I don't think anyone else is doing it.
Exactly.
You're doing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like, I've got commitments. Like I said, I've got a wife, I've got 2 children, I've got a gym. You know, I've got a mortgage. I'm a busy man. But to be good at something, you have to be unbalanced. Yeah. You know, like David Goggins said, if you're unbalanced and you're, you know, obsessed with it, you'll be the best. And that's what I am going to be. Absolutely.
What does being a coach mean to you?
When I was younger, I started with a coach called Henry Clemenson, who runs Cultivating UK. He was a great role model for me. I was only 11. I was a young lad, great role model. Became like a father figure almost. And I needed that at that time. So I want to really be that role model for people that come here as well, come and train with me. There'll be things that, you know, that people want to achieve, and being at the level that we're at, I can help them. And like I said, I'm a nice guy. I want to help people. I want to give, you know, I want to, you know, give people what they want.
So how do you balance being an elite fighter, which involves being selfish at times and single-minded, and being a coach?
You've been speaking to my wife. You must have been.
Being a coach that requires compassion and supporting other people and not thinking about yourself as much.
So first of all, we don't really get fighters fighting at the same time as me. So like if I'm fighting on a show, we won't really have fighters out at the same time. Also, I've got a big team around me. So I've got John Whitehouse, who pads me. He does all my pad work really, and I've got Rob Peacock, who also does like the very technical side of things. So like the clinch work, or the step your feet 2 inches to the left, type of work. Where John is very good, like analysing things and watching and figuring out how to deal with certain stuff. So without them, it wouldn't be possible, if I'm honest. So when I'm fighting, personally, I am very selfish, and we don't really have people fighting around the same time. When there's other people, when all my students are fighting, so like we've got 14 fighters out in the last 3 weeks, so we've got 5 on next weekend as well. I'm there every step of the way, because I know what it's like when you're starting out. I know what they're going through, the weight cuts that they're doing as well, the training, getting up in the morning training. I've been there. It's easy to be compassionate for me because there was someone there, and my team are there to help me, so I'll help them. It's easy.
How do you feel when you see your fighters walking out there?
Oh, nervous. Sweaty palms, absolutely. But again, they're performing. So we had 8 fighters out, and we lost 1 in the last month, and then we got 5 out next week. All of them 5 will win as well. You know.
You've mentioned performance a few times. What does that mean to you?
So it's doing all the bits that you've been told to do, that you've been practicing to do, that you've been training, all the bits that, you know, your sparring partners come in for you, and there's 5 people there doing 10 rounds with you, smashing you. You know, they're having time away from their family. They're sacrificing as well for you. Your performance isn't going out there throwing the wildest punch you can possibly throw and knocking them out. It's performing to the best of your ability, performing with what you've been doing in the gym, what your sparring partners and your coaches all require of you. Perform as you have been in the gym. Don't go out there and throw it all out the fucking window and start hitting them with the stool, do you know what I mean? You've got to perform to the best of your ability. And when it gets tough and it gets hard in there, because it does, you're mentally tired, you're physically tired, you're hurt. You think he's not tired. He's tired, mate, he's hurt. Especially if he's fighting me. He's really hurt. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to perform, you've got to stick with it.
Does that add more pressure and responsibility to your own performances?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the thing I get nervous about. it isn't if I'm going to get hurt or knocked out or whatever. It's about letting everyone down that have sacrificed the bits they did.
But even to get into a wild brawling match where you might knock him out, you're not sticking to the principles that you're sort of teaching.
Yeah. Although, if it gets airy and it gets a bit wild and you need to do that, you've got to do that. But what I'm saying is don't be doing anything that we haven't been doing in the gym. Don't be throwing spinning reverse cartwheel kicks when you ain't practiced that. Some of us do practice it though.
How can you teach mindset?
I don't think you can. I think you can improve it. And I think that is experience. So I had a lad fight the other week. He was really nervous. Got in there, did everything he needed to do, knocked the kid out in the first round, right hand knocked him out. And he was the one I was most worried about. He come back to the gym and was like, I need to do that again. Can I fight next year? I want to fight January straight away, blah, blah, blah. Whereas before, I had to talk him into fighting at the start. I said, do you want to fight? Do you want to, come on, just do one, just see how we get on. If you don't like it, be shin guards, you know. If you don't like it, you don't have to do it again, but tick it off your list. Let me think about it, had a couple of days. Now he's here, he's on it. It's experience. It's the unknown that everyone's worried about. I think also, again, if you put all the work in, you can't, what are you worried about? You know? And it's natural to be nervous and, you know, a bit of fear, but don't mistake nerves for fear, because it's important to have that adrenaline, them emotions.
So when you're going out and feeling invincible, is that because feeling invincible is the principal thing in your mind? There probably are nerves going on in the background, but you feel invincible, and that's the main thing that you focus on.
When I say I feel invincible, I don't think no one can hurt me. I think no one can beat me because I've done everything possible. There is definitely nerves, 100%. I get nervous coming into the gym for training. When I drive down to Badco or, you know, go to Fourth Dimension or Corfit UK, anywhere like that, I'm breaking it. I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have a hard session today. But it keeps you sharp, yeah, and it's fun. It is fun. If you ain't enjoying yourself, mate, what you doing it for? But an invincible feeling is, I'm here, I'm going to do this. Nothing is going to stop me. And it's going to hurt on the way. I'm going to get banged up. I will get, you know, I'm going to get hit a lot. But I'm invincible. I'm good.
Seeing you in a Siam Boxing video, and you said about this WBC belt, you know, it had your complete attention, complete focus. Now you've got that. What's next? What's your next goal?
So that was obviously the international bout. I'm fighting for the WBC world title now against Adam Noy. I'm far from done. So at that time, when I had that interview with Siam, that was the only thing in my mind. Adam Noy, or that WBC world, Adam Noy or not, if I don't fight Adam Noy for whatever reason, I'm fighting for that world title. That's the only thing in my mind, yeah? And after that, the next step will be the only thing in my mind. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm far from done, but I will leave a legacy, absolutely. People will talk about me like they talk about Andy Thrasher, like they talk about Tim Thomas, you know? And that's how I want to be remembered, like that.
Okay, so on leaving a legacy and being remembered like that, specifically when people speak about Nathan Bendon in the future,
what will they say?
What will they say?
I'm a handful, I'm hard work. They say it now. If anyone fights me, or anyone talks about fighting me, they know they're in for an hard fucking night. I want to be remembered as a bit fucking dynamic, be able to deal with most fighters. You know, Liam Harris obviously got his famous low kick and left hook. He doesn't need to be dynamic. He's, you know, unfortunately I'm not gifted with that. He's had to work very hard, but I'm not gifted with that. You know what I mean? I'm not particularly brilliant at one area. Like, you wouldn't say I'm a clincher, a puncher, a kicker, but I can do everything at a very high level. So that's how I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as if I can do everything at a very high level, very dynamic, and a hard night's work, mate. Absolutely.